Welcome to the second day of Group D action at the 18th FIBA World Cup, the biggest ever in the 69-year history of this global competition, now featuring 32 teams. And tonight, it's Serbia against the Philippines. We are in Foshan, and the Philippines, coming off a 46-point loss to Italy in their first game in this World Cup, while Serbia beat Angola by 46 points in their opener. Have the Philippines recovered from the shocking loss? Have Serbia found the consistency to blow out their opponents game after game? Join us for the continuing coverage of the 2019 FIBA World Cup, the World's Cup game. This is Dean Kenito Henson with Josh Bett.
Well, Kenito, you said, have the Philippines learned the lessons from the game against Italy? Well, you look around us right now, this gym is full of Serbian fans and it's full of Filipino fans. And if that's not enough motivation for either of these two teams, I don't know what is right now.
Well, for Serbia, they've played against 4 Asian teams so far in the World Cup, and they've won every single game with an average winning margin of 29.5 points, while the Philippines, whose players are now being introduced one by one, they've won only 3 of their last 21 games in the World Cup, and those 3 wins came by a margin of no more than 2 points. So every game, every win by the Philippines has been close over the last 21 games. And in the last 9 games against European teams, the Philippines has lost every single game, giving up at least 100 points in 6 of those 9 setbacks.
Well, definitely, we're talking about a matchup tonight. This is definitely a David versus Goliath. And you know what? I tell you what the Philippine fans want tonight. They just want a bit of heart. They want a bit of soul. They want the players to give everything. Because this Serbia team, Dean, I tell you something right now, they are one of the best of its kind.
Probably the greatest Serbian team ever assembled for the World Cup. And one by one, they are now being introduced. Bjelica has been introduced, and it looks like he may play in this game. We all remember that in Serbia's first game against Angola, Bjelica did not play. He sat out the contest. It looks like he's locked and loaded for this game.
Well, you remember, speaking to Coach Djordjevic afterwards, I mean, we thought the question was, are they missing Bjelica in their win against Angola? But Coach Djordjevic said he's always going to miss him no matter what.
And there's the Serbian coach, Saša Djordjevic, a former Portland Trail Blazer, the NBA final score of the first game of today's doubleheader, Italy 92, Angola 61. Italy now with 2 victories in Group D, Angola falling to its 2nd consecutive loss. And in the Group D leaderboard, we've got Italy up on top 2-0, Serbia 1-0, Angola 0-2, and the Philippines 0-1. Only 2 out of those 4 teams will advance to the 2nd round. As you see the Philippine fans on your screens, momentarily we will be honoring the national anthems of both these teams. As you see, Philippine fans, many of whom coming all the way from Manila, coming all the way from different parts of the Philippines to watch this contest. And now the national anthems. Players now from both sides exchanging souvenirs. As we've always said, in the World Cup, it's all about camaraderie, friendship, fellowship, getting together. 32 teams, 32 countries, the biggest World Cup ever, now being staged in China. Group phase in 8 different Chinese cities. And here we are in Foshan. As Josh, we've got the referees for the game.
Well, we got Guilherme Locatelli, Young Yu, and Johan Rosso coming from France, Chinese, Taipei, and Brazil. Well, I got to tell you, Dean, we're very proud to say we have some of the finest officials here in world basketball. They've done an excellent job in all of our FIBA competitions, and they will continue to do so here tonight in Foshan, China.
I think they've been able to establish good control of every game. Philippines starting 5 now on your screens. Andre Blatch, the naturalized player. Paul Dalistan, Gabe Norwood, Troy Rosario, Jabet Aguilar. A rather tall lineup here for the Philippine squad, trying to match up size for size against the Serbian team.
I think they're going to put Gabe Norwood at the point tonight. You can see in the last game against Italy, there was a few issues bringing the ball up for the Philippines, and Gabe Norwood able to take that responsibility in his veteran years, but Andre Blatch, they're going to need a bigger game from him tonight, Dean.
15 points and 10 rebounds for Andre Blatch in that loss to Italy, but 9 turnovers, almost a triple-double for Andre Blatch. But yes, he has managed to maintain his streak of double-double games since his World Cup debut in 2014 in Spain. And now the Serbian starting 5, you've got Bogdan Bogdanovic, Vladimir Lucic, Stefan Bercevic, Nikola Milutinov, Vasilij Micic. And interesting that in that lineup, you don't see Jokic, you don't see Bjelica, you don't see Raduljica, and Bogdan Bogdanovic, 24 points in that first game against Angola. 11 of those coming right in the first quarter when they almost blew the game open.
Definitely, and you can think with Serbia right now, as you mentioned with the starting lineup, they're trying to mix around a little bit, and that's a headache Djordjevic has got. Here in the group, they can be very comfortable, and of course he can make a few changes, but he needs to know right now when they go into the quarterfinals, the semifinals, and probably onto the finals, who's going to be his main rotation? Who's going to be able to help him bring the goal back to Belgrade, Serbia?
And you have to recognize the following that the Serbian national team has all the way from its homeland. And here in Foshan, a lot of the Serbian fans coming to watch. Serbian media very well represented here in Foshan. You see the Philippine national coach Yeng Liao. Now the players, one by one, being called onto the floor. Action about to begin. It's going to be a good one. Philippines versus Serbia. And as we posed the questions earlier on, you think the Philippines have recovered from the shock of that very bitter, very painful 46-point loss to Italy?
Well, I got to tell you right now, for the Philippines, it's all about pride. You know what? They're up against the Goliath tonight, but what they need to give all these fans in this arena, they need to give them something to cheer for. A bit of heart, a bit of desire, and it's going to be led by Andre Blatch.
And Serbia, now ranked #1 in the power ratings, the heavy favorite to win this championships. And you wonder, is Serbia up to the task? They look very strong, very formidable in that 46-point victory over Angola in their first game. And now they're looking to rack up win #2 in the Group D action of the 2019 FIBA World Cup. You see Andre Blatch. You see Milutinov.
Well, Dean, you're going to see already in the starting lineup, Jabet Aguilar's going to jump, and you got Andre Blatch into the basket. That's an early sign right there for coach that they're going to have to be very defensive tonight.
Paul Dalistan, one of the Philippines' best three-point shooters, not finding the mark in the first game against Italy. Will he find the mark in this one? And the first possession going to Serbia, Micic. Moving the ball around, Milutinov in the long court, shadowed by Andre Blatch. Micic looking for Milutinov.
Oh, it's better help side there from Jabet Aguilar, but again,
wide open shot. Bercevic finding himself wide open as the Philippine defense collapsed to the wings.
Here's the movement issue. This is where the Philippines can't stand still. They've got to get more movement off the ball.
Andre Blatch demanding the basketball. They need a lot of ball movement. taking a lot of time at the shot clock. Here's the attempt by Paul Lee. Was a good one. Didn't find the mark, however. And now Serbia on the attack. It's Mitchis once more. Paul Dalistan called for the personal foul.
Indeed, again, it's little mistakes like that you can see. They don't need to pick up early fouls like that. Just contain them on defense. You're not going to get the steal, but force Serbia to any turnovers. You know, Mitch is very lucky. He put his elbow up that he didn't get called for any offensive foul for that fact.
Micic. Passing it off to a wide open Bercevic. Will he make it? And he does. Bercevic now has all the points of Serbia. A 5-0 lead. Another strong start here for Serbia. Blach, three-point attempt. Nothing there. Good tap by Gabe Norwood. Paul Dalistan with a three-point shot. Doesn't find the mark. Bogdan Bogdanovic now with the basketball. Pulling up for a shot.
Now the Philippines have got to be quick at getting out in the back. I mean, well, Rosario's won the break and puts it up and gets it to go. Rosario running the break for the Philippines.
Transition basket by the Philippines. Using the quickness, using a little bit of height. Troy Rosario getting the ball to fall inside. Here's a drive. Andre Blach.
Was wide open over the basket.
And then the deflection by Andre Blach.
Well, Milutinov was left unguarded, and again, the Philippines very lucky on defense that Milutinov didn't get it under the basket. Again, good pass from Andre Blach.
A lead pass coming from Andre Blach, and then the left-handed layup from Troy Rosario.
Well, look at Gabe Norwood now. Norwood trying to front him, but you got to keep Bogdanovic contained as much as possible. Bercevic takes a three, doesn't get it.
And there's Bogdanovic with the offensive rebound. And Andre Blach with the deflection. Putting the ball on the floor.
Well, Blach now pulls up for a three, and Andre Blach doesn't get it.
Bogdanovic.
And again,
nice
Andre
seal.
Blach just setting the tone right now on defense.
Deflecting that pass. It would have been a good seal by Milutinov. Here's the outside shot. Javan Aguilar with a big rebound. Paul Dalistan bringing up the ball. Andre Blach over to Troy Rosario. Philippines moving that ball around. There's a foul by Bogdanovic. And you feel a tension in the air. There's electricity, there's tension. Paul Dalistan giving it off to Andre Blach. There's a screen by Blach, and Dalistan with a shot. And the make! Philippines now just down by 1 point. It's 5-4.
Well, Philippines have come out very different in this game right now, Dean. They're coming out more confident with a bit more insurgency. They're showing no fear, and they've got to stay like that now for as long as possible. Well, Bogdanovic, you can see going in very aggressively and just drawing the foul. Again, very lucky not to be called for an offensive foul there.
And previously you saw the Philippines using multiple screens. That was a screen set there by Blach as Paul Dalistan getting away from his defender Micic and drilling in the medium-range jumper. Bercevic on the outside, giving it to Bogdanovic. He's defended by Gabe Norwood. And then he gets the screen and gets the shot to fall inside. Bogdanovic.
Well, Bogdanovic is going to get that shot all night long, so the only thing they can do is just contest it and make it tough there. Well, Blach tries another three. Andre Blach from downtown, and he just lifts the electricity in the stadium.
Well, he's looking to score. Very offense-minded. Andre Blach committing to make up for his poor performance against Italy. And then a case of miscommunication here by Serbia on the turnover. The score is tied at 7-all. Serbian fans and Filipino fans now reacting to the entry of who else? Nikola Jokic, the Joker from the Denver Nuggets in the NBA. Now strutting his wares in the FIBA World Cup.
Well, Joker's been subbed into the game, but the simple fact is the Philippines have come ready to play right now. Rosario has to kick it out now to Blach.
Milutinov extending his defense way outside. Andre Blach passing it off to Dalistan with a crossover. And then the shot, and he makes it! Paul Dalistan with a glass shot. And believe it or not, the Philippines now ahead. 9-7 over Serbia.
And just listen to this atmosphere here right now. These two teams, well, especially both of them come ready to play, but the Philippines, they got a point to prove right now.
Mitsic on the long court.
Tries a
There's
lob,
a long
and the lob
pass.
goes
And
right
then
up.
A very poor pass. A turnover against Serbia.
Well,
Andre Blatch.
What about the three? Gabe Norwood in the corner. Norwood can't capitalize.
Mitsic bringing up the ball.
We got a wide open Lucic in the corner now. Bogdanovic gives up to the Joker. The Joker alley-oop.
Oh, yes.
My Lord.
And there you go. Big to big. Jokic to Milutinov. And then the throwdown. Oh, what a hammer.
Well, Dean, simply, Joker is the best passing big man in the game.
Without a doubt. And he proved it in that situation. Andre Blatch going up against Milutinov.
Aguilar's got to go up with it now. Aguilar's got to be stronger.
He had the opportunity, missed the shot. Serbia on the attack. Jokic again looking for Milutinov. And there's a foul by Andre Blatch. Again, that high-low situation for Serbia. Jokic playing the outside. Milutinov waiting for the pass. Watch it right here. The lob and Milutinov. The easy throw down.
With authority.
Whoa.
Go
And
fetch
there you go
that
again.
one.
Another look from another angle. Milutinov getting it done on the pass coming from Jokic.
Well, Dean, if you think about the previous play of Milutinov under the basket, Blatch, you know, he's having to play at both ends of the court right now, so he's got to get his air. But the problem is, once Milutinov seals himself in the post, it's either going to be an easy two, or in this case, a foul. So they got to make sure these post players don't cement any position in the low block.
And it looks like Serbia going for the high percentage shots. They're looking for Milutinov inside. They're also looking to challenge Andre Blatch's defense. New man on the floor here for the Philippines. It's Kiefer Ravena checking in for Paul Dalistan.
And again, I got to give Kiefer Ravena a lot of credit, Dean, because the other night when they were getting beat by 50, ball was on the ground, he was still diving for it, he was still getting a lot of heart, and now he's got to come big here because he's going to go up against a very talented Jovic.
Milutinov now sitting down. Raduljica is on the floor. Gabe Norwood over to Andre Blatch.
Blatch now
moving
fakes it.
closer.
Fouls on
And
the
there
ground.
will be a foul on Raduljica.
Dean, are we seeing a different Andre Blatch in this game?
We're seeing a lot more aggressive action here from Andre Blatch, putting the ball on the floor, going up against Raduljica in that matchup. Here's
Pagoy now
Pagoy.
takes a three. Pagoy sinks the chip. Oh, I stepped out of offensive foul called.
And they negate the basket. An offensive foul on the illegal pick. A turnover against the Philippines. Looks like they're going to go to the replay machine. Let's listen to what the referees have to say.
In the hands of the player in the middle of the foul.
I didn't hear it.
Point of contact first. No. Go backwards, backwards. Backwards. Slow now. Okay, legal, and then illegal. Okay, stop. Backwards. Backwards. Go slow. Stop. Now. Okay, the ball is in your hands this time.
Ball in the hand.
Ball in your hands, no
Yeah,
basket.
no offense.
Offensive foul, no basket. Okay? No basket, offensive foul.
And that's the call from the referee. No basket and an offensive foul.
Well, it's an excellent call from the official because he's right, because before the ball's even taken off, Jab Aguilar is setting that illegal screen on Jokic. Again, great decision by the officials. Well, the lob is up and Jovic on the basket. Pagoy tried to chase after him.
And there's the shot coming from Simonovic.
Philippines can't waste any time. Anytime Serbia hits a basket, you got to get the ball right in the play.
Kiefer Ravena handling the basketball off to Japet Aguilar. A little bit of nice movement there on the play. Javier Aguilar missing from point-blank range. Raduljica looking for Jokic. Jokic looking for someone to pass. He's going up against Andre Blatch. And there you go. There's the shot, and Jokic knocking it down.
Well, Andre Blatch did reach in there, and he was very lucky that there was not an and-one called in that situation. So he's got to be smarter. Ravenna now crosses over Jovic all the way, takes it, and he gets a foul.
From Jovic. And Kiefer Ravenna with a bold move to the basket. But you get the feeling that Serbia looking to put Andre Blatch into early foul trouble. They're attacking his defense. And Jokic turning around. Easy 2 points. Hardly contested by Andre Blatch. Kiefer Ravenna at the line. Ravenna against Italy, scoring 5 points. 2 out of 9 from the floor, and 1 out of 5 from three-point distance. Kiefer Ravenna, 25 years old. He's a rookie in the Philippine Pro League, making his first free throw. Drawing applause from the Filipino fans.
It's exactly what the Philippines need from their backcourt right now. They just need those players to find those little gaps and get to the basket. Again, we saw it from Bullock the other night against Italy. They just need to keep making the rotations in.
That's 2 for 2 for Kiefer Ravenna.
Well, Jokic now, time and space. Somebody's got to pick him up now.
Raduljica. And he gets the foul on the way up. Offensive rebound by Raduljica. You have to put a body on those Serbian big guys. Raduljica easily getting the offensive rebound, and then the putback. You watch it right here. First the miss, then the grab, and then a couple of pump fakes. Raduljica hitting the shot with the left. Andre Blatch now sitting down.
Picked up his second personal foul, and again, Blatch. Raduljica's under the basket. You're not going to stop him. At some point, you got to not let him get the ball there. And now the best player for the Philippines. Well, Jumar Farahad is going to come in, and this is a good opportunity for him to go battling with the big boys from Serbia.
Raduljica with a connection to complete the three-point play. Raymond Almazan, another big man for the Philippines, on the floor. Gabe Norwood, a little bit of a movement here on the part of the Philippines.
Well, Fajardo pulls up.
Fajardo. Jokic easily controlling the boards. Simonovic over to Jovic. Now it's Guduric on the drive. That shot wouldn't fall in for Raduljica. And Gabe Norwood hauling it down. Philippines down by 8. Jumar Fajardo's got to be quicker.
Pulls up for a big, big three off the mark. Well, someone's got to go after it now. As the Serbians are on the break.
Simonovic with the basketball over to Guduric. Oh, Jokic, he's going to score. A beautiful pass coming from Raduljica. He knew exactly where Jovic was going to come from. A beautiful play. Excellent passing by Serbia. And now they're up by 10 big points. We've got a timeout on the floor. Back here in Foshan for the game between Serbia and the Philippines. Points of turnovers 3 and 2 in favor of Serbia. Bench scoring has been big for Serbia, 10-2. And second chance points 3-0, also in favor of Serbia. And that bounce pass coming from Raduljica. Jokic is not going to miss from that distance. Watch him moving in, and token defense on the part of Junmar Fajardo as Jokic scoring on the drive. Beautiful passing by the Serbian team.
Well, Serbia know that the dribble handoff is going to come for the Philippines, and what the Philippines need to do is now anticipate a few backdoor plays, mix it up a little bit, give it a bit of a change.
Raymond Almazan over to Kiefer Ravena. It's going to be an offensive foul. Raymond Almazan called for the offensive foul, and another turnover against the Philippines.
Well, Almazan there, it was about a matter of time when he's going to be called for the illegal screen, because he has set a few already, got away with it, so he needs to be careful with those.
And you see Andre Blatch on your screens, flanked by CJ Paris and Robert Bolick, two rookies on the Gilas Philippines side. Jokic with the inbound, and that's Jovic. Jovic, the regular starting point guard of Serbia, and they called a foul, and I think it'll be on Raymond Almazan. The penalty situation against the Philippines, or could be against Pagoy. And it'll be 2 free throws. Philippines in the penalty. And there's Coach Sasha Djordjevic talking to his point guard Jovic.
I think what the officials need to balance right now is the fact that it's a tough job for them, because the Philippines need to play physical in this game, but they have to play smart. And for the officials, it's a tough situation, because
now they're looking at the replay machine, the IRS, the instant replay system, in effect here in the FIBA World Cup.
Go backwards. Go backwards. Okay. This guy has to miss you. Guy, just pick up the number of it. Go, run. Run and only shoot. Just pick up the number. Is it 23 the shooter? Okay. Yeah, 23. Okay. The shooter is 23. The 23 is the shooter. 23 is the shooter.
And they wanted to make sure who would be the shooter in that situation. And Guduric was being defended by R.R. Pagoy, and he will be at the line for 2 free throws on the penalty situation against the Philippines.
well, you know, Pagoy is just trying to be physical right now, trying to stop Guduric from getting the ball, but again, these are costly fouls. They're going to, with only 2 minutes to go, Serbia in the penalty, so the Philippines have to be a lot smarter on defense.
Guduric has not yet played in the NBA, but he has recently been signed by the Memphis Grizzlies, so he will be making his NBA debut this coming season. Junmar Fajardo with a dribble, passing it off to R.R. Pagoy. Now it's Jokic versus Pagoy in that huge mismatch.
Well, he's going to take him on. That's your opportunity. Pagoy, kick it out. Again, not a bad executed offense, but they just got to finish. Raduljic under the basket.
And then Gabe Norwood fouling Raduljic. Serbia putting a lot of pace behind the basketball. Philippines making a mistake, and then it's Serbia off to the races. Raduljic will go to the line on the foul by Gabe Norwood. 1:39 left here in the first quarter. Take a look at that lead pass. And then Raduljic fouled in the process.
Just sorry to interrupt you there, but the man who's coming into the game is the man that we've been waiting for so far in this one. Bjelica is about to check into this game, and it looks like it's for Raduljic.
Bjelica did not play in the game against Angola, and he will be making his first appearance here in the 2019 FIBA World Cup momentarily. And there's the free throw connection by Raduljic, and he's being replaced by Bjelica. We all know that he was a second-round draft choice of the Washington Wizards back in 2010, and he's playing now for the Sacramento Kings in the NBA. A 14-point lead enjoyed by Serbia.
Bogoy now's got to get something going. Pulls up for a big three and can't get it now. Serbia's off on the races. Jovic in transition to Jokic. That's away with a bit of a travel there.
Jokic inside. And then somebody else trying to get the ball. That's Bjelica, Simonovic, Jokic passing off the shot. Guduric missing. Fajardo with a rebound.
That's good defense by the Philippines now, really making Serbia work for everything. Well, Fajardo now pulls up from 18 feet, looks a little bit short. Again, nobody going for any offensive rebounds for the Philippines.
Field goal percentage plummeting now for the Philippines. Bjelica over to Guduric, and he misses. Here's another rebound by the Philippines. R.R. Bogoy, and he's blocked by Simonovic. No chance for R.R. Bogoy against the much taller Simonovic. Watch it right here. R.R. Bogoy putting on the move,
Well, just
and then
says,
the block.
not in my house, he said.
But the Philippines with the right intention of going for the early offense. You don't want to wait for Serbia to establish its defense. They're just too big. And they're packing the paint, making it difficult for the Philippines to penetrate and use its quickness against the Serbians' size.
Absolutely, Dean. I mean, again, as soon as the Serbians make a three, you know, Gilas has to get out on the break. Don't let Serbia get into its sets now. CJ Perez going to inbound the ball. Bogoy's going to try and look to get a three, but he's got to keep it alive in the game.
Bogoy on the dribble and then on the attack.
Fajardo got to go over the big man. Got to finish. Juma Fajardo just putting it back.
Big offensive rebound, and that ended the long scoring drought by the Philippines. Bjelica with the basketball. They're looking for the last shot of the quarter, and Bjelica hitting it from the outside, making it look so easy. And Philippines not realizing that it's a running time, and they're wasting away the precious seconds. And the quarter is over. Serbia up on top, 28-13 over the Philippines. Been an exciting first quarter. Philippines momentarily in the lead at one point, but Serbia stepping on the gas and then playing excellent defense, forcing the Philippines into difficult situations on offense. That's the Philippines hitting only 33% from two-point distance against Serbia's 75%. Philippines 1 3-point connection, Serbia already with 3. Watch some highlights of first quarter action. And the shot coming from Bercevic. Simonovic, Radulica with a perfect pass to a cutting Nikola Jokic. Here's Paul Dalistan drilling in that jumper, and Andre Blatch from the outside ringing the bell from beyond the arc. Here's the lead pass from Andre Blatch, and Troy Rosario scoring on the layup with the left hand. Serbian coach Sasha Djordjevic applauding his players, and that pass coming from Jokic, Milutinov making sure with a two-handed throwdown. Serbian fans elated. And don't forget the official app, BWC Basketball World Cup.
Well, Dean, just to go on this game right now, as expected, Serbia is starting to build a bit of a lead, but for the Philippines, it's about climbing the mountain. They're stuck in there in the first few kilometers, but now they've had a few setbacks. Now their job is not to make this lead get any bigger.
15-point advantage by Serbia at the end of the first 10 minutes. CJ Perez, who had 15 points in the Philippines' loss to Italy.
Fajardo's got to go to work now. Back down against Milutinov. Take him on, big man. Give him a jump hook, and he finishes it. Juma Fajardo.
He's a 5-time Philippine League MVP, putting on the move on Milutinov. Nice head and shoulder fake, getting the drop, getting the jump shot.
Well, that's what you want. You just want the players to go at it. Now Bjelica goes right down the other end. Bjelica gets the foul.
It is Raymond Almazan called for the personal foul. Bjelica putting it on the floor, and showing that he doesn't only have an outside game, he can also hit it from close distance on the drive. And that was a beautiful shot taken and made by Junmar Fajardo. And back in the first quarter, Serbia with 8 assists, Philippines only with 2. You remember, of course, when Serbia beat Angola the other day, Serbia had 32 dimes in that contest. Bielitsa, second free throw, nothing but net.
Well, right now, if you're the Philippines, you want to, of course, keep going as much penetrations, get some open shooters, but right now, let the ball go inside. Let Fajardo get it. Let them come over, try and make some double teams. Let things space out.
CJ Perez, defended by Micic. Perez surveying the court. Doesn't have anyone to pass to, and he attempts. Junmar Fajardo.
Again, big man going up. Perez now with a reverse slam. The assist again from Junmar Fajardo, and the Philippines not backing down.
Junmar Fajardo, big offensive rebound, and then delivering the pass to CJ Perez, scoring on the reverse. Bielitsa. Deflection by RR Pagoy. Ball going out of bounds. Serbia possession.
Well, Bielitsa actually had the time and space, but look at this from Junmar Fajardo, just spotting out Perez. Perez just taking it in with the Giants with the reverse layup.
A perfect recognition on the part of Junmar Fajardo, realizing who was the open man in CJ Perez, driving down the baseline and then scoring on the reverse. Micic, a pass to Bogdanovic. Bogdanovic on the attack.
Defense.
And not getting the ball to fall inside, and Andre Blach with a rebound. Philippines on the attack.
Blach now looking for a hand up with Perez. Perez going in the lane with a floater. CJ Perez taking it in, and he's making the dime count.
And it's a daredevil drive by CJ Perez. That lead is down to 11 points. What a run here by the Philippines. We've got a timeout on the floor. We'll be right back. Check out some interesting stats here in bench scoring. Serbia 19-10 over the Philippines. Points of turnovers 5 and 2. But in second chance points, looks like the Philippines now with the advantage, a very rare situation where the Philippines has an advantage statistically over Serbia.
Well, no doubt about it. I mean, look at the backcourt right now. Ravenna came in, gave a few breaks to Dalston, and now CJ Perez showing no fear. It's just showing right now that these players are coming in and they're stepping up for the big occasion. I mean, look at this little strong move. I mean, Perez, beautiful finger. I mean, that's like the Iceman kind of esque, if you like. Just a beautiful little finger roll.
And driving down the middle. And Bielitska's attention was really towards Junmar Fajardo. So he didn't know whether he would go up to try to block the shot or to prevent a pass to Junmar Fajardo.
Well, just listen to these fans now. Philippines put a bit of full court pressure now.
CJ Perez. And he's defending Micic right now. And it's still Perez versus Micic. Bogdanovic passing it off to Bielitsa and then back to Bogdanovic. Micic looking to drive. Oh! Unbelievable drive by Micic. And with a one hand slamming it home. And no help defense on the part of the Philippines. Interior defense on the collapse. Oh,
well, we got time and space now.
Oh, beautiful pass.
Up and away. Throws it down.
And Micic, what a pass. What a steal. And what a way to force a turnover against the Philippines.
Well, Blach now got it by Bielitsa. He's got to get something going this time. Fajardo spins, goes baseline on it.
Here's CJ Perez. The ball slapped away from his hands. 8 seconds on the shot clock for the Philippines. And now Jokic back on the floor. Milutinov going back to the bench.
Well, Dean, I got to tell you there, at the half court, you saw the turnover from CJ Paris, but rule of thumb, you never cross over at half court. It's a turnover, it's going to lead to an open dunk. Blatch now takes the three, doesn't get it. Big rebound. Pagoy goes up with it, and Pagoy puts it back.
And June Barfajardo keeping that ball right. And look at Paris, a steal off the inbound, and he scores!
Just listen to this atmosphere right now. These fans, they come for a good game now.
Back-to-back baskets scored here by the Philippines. Micic.
Mitch is now
Over
looking for
to
Joker.
Jokic.
Joker gets fouled on the ground.
Second team foul now against the Philippines. And still no foul against Serbia. Robert Bolick checking in here for RR Pagoy. You take a look at what happened earlier. A beautiful screen there by Milutinov, and Junbar Fajardo. No way that he could prevent that layup. And CJ Perez with a steal off the inbound, and then the connection off the glass.
Well, Dean, you just said that Bolick checked into the game, and I got to tell you, against the Italian national team, I thought he was very, very good. Now he's up against Bogdan Bogdanovic. This young player in his young career, this is a good test for him, because he is a very tough young player.
Jokic against Andre Blatch. Over to Bogdanovic. He's looking for the shot, and he makes it. Bogdan Bogdanovic, we call him Mr. Automatic. When he throws up that shot, it's like a rocket launcher. Same mechanics every time. A beautiful release, wonderful stroke. Bogdan Bogdanovic for the three-point shot. Simonovic
now in the lane, looking for a kick out, gets the Blatch, 5 on the shot clock.
He's gonna make his move right now. Andre Blatch. Not a good decision.
Numbers now, the
And
ball
here we
is
go.
up. Jokic!
Easy 2 points.
The Joker with the dunk.
Philippines making a critical mistake, and Serbia making the Philippines pay. Another timeout on the floor. We'll be back. Philippine coach Yang Liao talking to his charges. It's a 16-point lead. That's the biggest of the game so far by Serbia. And the turnovers for the Philippines and Serbia 4 apiece. But in the assist department, 11-4 in favor of Serbia. Philippines got to get that ball moving around a lot better. And Serbia so efficient in dishing off. And Bogdan Bogdanovic, Mr. Automatic, hitting the shot, and then the pass, and then another beautiful pass from behind in Nikola Jokic. What a beautiful pass coming from Micic. And you gotta love the passing of Serbia. They say basketball is a beautiful game. Serbia proving it. A World Cup game.
Well, Serbia known for the renaissance of basketball, the way they play, as you said, just a beautiful style, but again, the Philippines need to respond here. Going back to their dribble handoff situation.
CJ Perez losing possession. And the Philippines will retain, but only 8 seconds left in the shot clock.
Well, Perez has got to be a bit more influential, because you know a player like Japeth Aguilar isn't necessarily going to look to score. So if you're going off a pick, do something with it.
Watch it right here. And Micic with the last touch.
Well, Bolick now wide open, pulls up for 3, and Bolick sinks the triple from downtown. The young fella.
Without hesitation. He's a rookie. Not only in the FIBA World Cup, but also in the Philippine Pro League. Took that shot with a lot of heart. A three-pointer scored by Robert Bolick. Here's Nikola Jokic against Japeth Aguilar. Trying to carve some space. And then could be a 3-second violation right
Should
there.
be a 3-second violation. Camping out there. Perez now keeps the ball alive, gives up the Blatch. Well, Bolick now going all the way in the lane with the finger roll, and the young fella has come ready to play.
Back-to-back basket scored here by Robert Bolick. That's a 5-point blitz by the Philippines.
And Joker now from downtown.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. call out Jokic from way deep, beyond the arc, hitting the three-pointer.
Well, Dean, do you know right now the Philippines are winning this quarter 15-14?
Here's Andre Blatch.
Blatch with the pump fake down the middle. Big Andre with the little floater, can't get it.
Philippines now on the defense. Micic. Over to Radulitsa. And then a nice turn. Easy 2 points here for Radulitsa.
Well, the first mistake Japper Bagular did is he gambled and went for the ball. Second mistake is, as soon as Radulitsa had him, if you're going to foul him, you got to stop him from getting an and one. But don't give him a buffet at the free throw line. It's got to be a lot harder than that.
An easy turn. At the same time, you got to be able to help Japper Aguilar and Troy Rosario. Stuck on the court, didn't move, didn't provide the help. And Radulitsa, easy 2 points, and he's going for a three-point play. Radulitsa connecting from the line. It's a three-point play for him. And now the lead is up to 17. Robert Bollig has made an impact in this quarter. Here he goes
to the basket, doesn't get it. Fighting for everything right now. And now Jovic up with the loose ball.
Guduric on the floor here for Serbia. Over to Jovic. Jovic directing operations. Here's Jokic. He's hit from inside, he's hit from outside. Here's a wide open shot. Guduric. Guduric. Three-pointer. And now it's an even 20-point lead enjoyed by Serbia.
Well, Blatch is wide open for three, but he's got CJ Perez in the corner. Just a little too late to get the ball to him there. Perez, just a split second first, was wide open.
Possession back to the Philippines on the deflection. 4 minutes and 7 to go here in the second quarter. As you see that replay of Robert Bollig getting away with a layup, and then the three-point connection by Guduric.
Blatch now, guarded by Radulitsa. Perez, bit of contact off the backboard. CJ Perez,
what an off-balance shot.
Glass.
He threw off the defense that time because of that awkward-looking shot. Off the wrong foot, off-balance shot. CJ Perez making it count. Jovic. And then he pulls up, doesn't make it. Troy Rosario with a rebound. CJ Perez.
Well, puts it behind his back, a bit of shake and bake.
Japper Aguilar on the long court. Over to CJ Perez.
Perez step back for three, doesn't get it. Nobody going for an offensive rebound. And now Serbia, Guduric to his left.
Jovic. Oh, it's going to be an easy 2 points. A beautiful pass coming from Radulitsa at the post.
Well, Philippines' biggest problem right now is they're not defending well off the ball. They're overcommitted so much man-to-man defense, and the reason why they don't want to leave Serbia wide open. They can't get beat with backdoor plays like that.
Troy Rosario. And there's CJ Perez. Looked like he stepped on the sideline. That's out of bounds. A turnover against the Philippines.
Well, Perez is playing some good basketball right now, but he can't be having turnovers like that. I mean, beautiful passes from Radulitsa, just to spot Jovic, and Jovic, simple layup. They've been doing that for years.
And it's a very simple play. Put the ball at the post, Radulitsa looking for the cutter, and Jovic right there for the reception and the easy 2 points.
Well, there's a mismatch now. Joker taking on, has to kick out, but oh, beautiful play.
There you go again.
One.
And they score the basket, and Radulitsa going back to the line to complete the three-point play. You get the feeling that Jokic is even looking to score. He's looking to pass, but he's got that 1 foot in the shaded area, and you're wondering if that's a 3-second violation.
That's a very good point, because we saw 2 plays back there. Both Radulitsa and Joker, they were definitely in the key for a while. But Dean, I got to ask you a question. Joker, has he got eyes in the back of his head?
He's an unbelievable passer. And you know what makes him such a threat in the ball game is that you know that he can score almost at will, at any time. But Jokic is looking to get his teammates involved in the offense. And they're looking at this game as something like a preparation for the tougher matches ahead. When they go up to the second round, and possibly into the quarterfinals, possibly into the semifinals, and possibly into the final. Serbia definitely looking ahead. Bjelica back in the game, relieving Radulica, who did an excellent job. You know, the key in getting that pass is making yourself available for the pass. And that's Radulica. He knows that Jokic is going to look for him inside, and he made himself available for the pass. Philippines taking a little bit too long. Missing the shot. Just one attempt for the Philippines. It's one and done. And Jokic. And it's an offensive foul right there. Guduric, I think, might be called for the foul. Or could be Jokic.
Dean, that's a very good call from the officials. But the thing is, you got to understand, Nikola Jokic is used to playing against 7-foot players, so he has to use that arm to hold off. It's a very tough call. Sometimes you see it given, sometimes you don't. But Jokic now has got to adapt to this style of play. Make sure he doesn't get called for another one of those.
2 minutes and 22 left in the second quarter. Philippines slowing down the pace of the game. They want to keep this game as close as possible. And Kiefer Avena just...
Aguilar could have stole that.
And then Jokic inside the shaded area. Jovic, easy 2 points. And Javid Aguilar just too slow to defend the basket. Now Robert Pollock calling the play from the long court. Kiefer Avena with the reception up against Jovic. Fajardo trying to give the pick. Kiefer Avena nowhere to go, and he lost possession once more. Jovic on the attack, and then the back pass. Whoa! A dipsy-do shot coming from Lucic. And Serbia now going to town, capitalizing on those errors by the Philippines and going in transition, scoring easy baskets.
Bada goes in the lane, doesn't get it, finally gets the foul call. But you know what? Right now, the problem for the Philippines is everybody's just standing around waiting for things to happen. Javid Aguilar, Jumar Fajardo, set a screen, go to the basket, something. But look at this, beautiful behind the back, and Mitch is just coming in. Oh, sorry. Lucic's coming in.
Beautiful shot. Here's Robert Bollick at the line, looking for free throws. And back when the Philippines played Italy the other night, Philippines scoring only 24 points after the first half. Right now, already with 32 points. So they've surpassed their production in the first half against Italy in this game against Serbia.
Well, they've come ready to play tonight, that's for sure. But I mean, taking into account that Italy in the last game against the Philippines just couldn't miss from the perimeter. And when your team hits 10 3-pointers in the first quarter, that's just going to lower the confidence of the defense. But you know what? Credit to Filipinas. They've come ready to play tonight.
Philippines, however, called for a foul. And in the penalty situation, Guduric is going to go to the line for free throws. Marco Guduric, 24 years old. Standing 6'6", that's 1.97 meters. A left-hander. You see Bjelica with a nice smile on his face. Serbia looking very confident, very comfortable. And that's a second free throw made by Guduric. 27-point lead here by Serbia.
I'll ball it now. Want to go another pick and roll. Rosario. He's got to be more aggressive here because Lucic is on the run. Jovic up and away probably. Doesn't make the layup. Aguilar comes up with a loose ball. Now, Philippines got numbers here if they use them correctly. Ravenna pulls up for three. Sinks a triple in transition.
And Kiefer Avena, he hit a three-point shot against Italy. Now he has a three-point shot against Serbia. The lead is down to 24. Time ticking away here in the second quarter. Bjelica with a three-point shot. Got it to go! Bjelica, what a wonderful stroke by the big man from the Sacramento Kings.
Well,
25.1 seconds to go.
1 second difference between the game clock and shot clock, so Philippines gonna have to run this one down. Don't give Serbia another chance to get a three-pointer off here.
Setting the table now is Kiefer Ravena. Looking to just run down the clock.
Got to get going now. Who's up for another three-pointer?
And Jokic with a rebound. And that's the end of the first half of the ball game. 62 points for Serbia, Philippines 35. Been an entertaining game, but Serbia clearly a class of its own. 62-35. Crisp passing, very efficient offense, tremendous defense, forcing Philippines into one turnover after another, and then capitalizing with transition baskets. You see Jumar Fajardo and the Serbian players, the Philippine players, going back to their locker rooms. Fan slapping fives here with the players. Some interesting stats here from the first half. Serbia, 74% shooting from two-point distance already with 7 three-point connections. Philippines with 3 three-point connections. And in assists, oh, what a big difference, 18-6. And in second chance points, Philippines with the advantage, 6-3. And those assists, those dimes, 18 dimes here for Serbia. A big headache for the Philippines, as Raduljic, the top scorer for Serbia with 11 points, Jokic with 9, Bjelica with 8, CJ Perez with 8 points, and Bolic with 7. Those are the two rookies on the Philippine side, and yet they are leading the team and scoring. Bjelica, what a wonderful stroke. We missed him in that game against Angola, but he's back with a vengeance in this one. And then Bercevic with a shot from medium range. The block shot by Simonovic. And then the back pass. Beautiful shot there by Lucic. And you see that from another angle, Lucic. And then another back pass.
late in the game for Mbaye. Oh, Gobert going to the heavens to shut down Germany.
Over Lopez, can't get it to go. Smart pulls it down. Mitchell crossing over. Mitchell! They're on their feet here in Shanghai. Look out on the runway! Rui Hachimura pounds it home and screams in the face of Ilya Silva. Korkmaz inside, Ilya Silva back on the floor now after a short rest. Pulls up. Oh! Bird pen, Korkmaz! Where did he come from with the hammer?
There's Giannis now getting the steal, goes behind the back, going all the way through, up and in, and throws it down. Giannis Antetokounmpo.
That really is the trademark move, the power through, just a pure upper body strength, and then gives a little bit of a flex to the crowd.
My parents gave me away, so I had no purpose in this life. Yeah. When you educate a woman, you educate a nation. It's a quote from Nelson Mandela, by the way.
We're about a minute away from starting the second half action of this game between the Philippines and Serbia. Serbia up on top 62-35. Some interesting stats that we picked up from the first half of this ball game. In assists, Serbia 18-6. Points of turnover, Serbia 16-6 over the Philippines. And then Serbia shooting a hot 68% from the floor compared to the Philippines 40%.
Well, again, you think about these percentages, of course, but one thing Serbia's got to take into account is that for them, they've got to keep forcing the issue with as many players as possible, get as many guys into the rotation, because again, you know, in a game like this, it's very, very easy for one of their star players to pick up an injury. So, well, as we mentioned, Marjanovic now looks like he's going to start the second half.
Marjanovic did not play at all in the first half. And now the big man on the floor, 77-3 Marjanovic, that's 2 meters and 22, checking in, 31 years old. And he played, Marjanovic played for the Philadelphia 76ers in the NBA last season. 7.6 points a game, 4.7 rebounds, but was recently signed by the Dallas Mavericks. Jokic doing the inbounding for Serbia. There's Boban Marjanovic, his first appearance in this game. Bogdanovic has been much of a factor offensively in this one.
Well, this could be a problem now for Andre Blash with 3 fouls, because now he's got to guard Marjanovic. Is there, you can see Mr. Automatic sinking another triple.
Well, we were just talking about Bogdanovic, that he hasn't really made much noise in this game, and what a way to make noise to start the second half. Bogdanovic, 5 points in the first half, now with 8 in the game.
Well, Gabe Norwood now has checked back into the game for the Philippines, and again, Gabe Norwood hasn't really looked to get a shot up now as Dawson takes a triple. That's way off the mark.
The shot was contested. And here's Bogdanovic with a fake, and he moves closer. And then a deflection by the Philippines, so Serbia will retain possession. 18 seconds on the shot clock. Watch it right there. The rocket launcher, Bogdanovic.
Lucic now unguarded going baseline.
And there's a reach in. Jovic, you've seen in your screens.
Now, Dean, is this a wise move? Gillis is now going to a 2-3 zone against a Serbia team that can really shoot the ball.
Maybe a change of pace, maybe a change of direction.
Well, under the basket, Lucic again wide open, gets it in the corner.
That's a 3-second violation against Marjanovic. You know, we were seeing a lot of that not being called in the first half. Referees are onto it now.
Well, again, it's not something they can miss with the likes of, you know, Jokic, Marjanovic, even Bielitsa if that likes, or Raduljic. I mean, you can't miss them staying in the post for long. Flash now taken on. Shakes and bakes, pulls up on the free throw line, doesn't get it.
That's too strong. Doesn't have the field at the moment. Here's Bogdanovic with another release and another connection. Bogdanovic, Mr. Automatic. Boy, he makes it look so easy hitting that three-point shot. And now with 11 points, he just finished with 5 points in the first half.
Well, nobody under the basket. A rebound now. What a pass. Lucic, can he connect?
And they call a foul against Gabe Norwood.
Well, I think it is the right
call. Watch it right here. Bogdanovic with a three-point connection.
You know, Gabe Norwood, you could see there was a little bit of contact as he was grabbing Lucic before he got the ball, so I'm going to have to go with the officials. It was a good call.
I think so. There was contact on that play. But that's 2 team fouls now for the Philippines and Jokic. Easily. Doesn't even need to elevate.
Well, Jokic probably practiced that shot 1,000 times a day. I mean, it's just automatic for him as well.
Javier Aguilar giving it off to Paul Dalistan. Andre Blatch. CJ Perez against Bogdanovic.
Crosses over now, takes it in. Good pass. Well, Aguilar not ready because Lucic gets a hand in. Transition now, Jovic. Well, down low, Marjanovic.
And there's a foul by Jabir Aguilar.
Well, that's a tough one because for me, that's really belted out there.
Watch it right here.
Well, Dean, if they're going to call that foul, they might as well call every bit of contact there because this is a physical game. They did a very, very good job yesterday of letting things go, but for me, it's a very, very soft call.
That's 3 team fouls now against the Philippines. Precariously close to the penalty situation. Jovic.
Oh, get out of here! Andre
Andre
Blatch
Blatch.
said, not in my house.
11 seconds to the shot clock for Serbia. Watch this move by Jovic. And then the block shot by Andre Blatch. And it looks like an easy 2 points right there for Bogdanovic, and he was fouled. He will go to the line. Philippines now in the penalty after that 4th team foul, and Gabe Norwood not able to stop himself from reaching in. And the lead is widening now. It's 37 points.
Well, Norwood now picks up his 3rd personal foul, and again, you can see that was a bit of a frustration because, again, he's saying to his teammates, nobody's talking on the screens, nobody's helping me out, so.
There's a timeout on the floor. Bogdanovic now with 14 points. And a massive lead here, erected by Serbia, 73-35. We'll be right back. Check out some interesting stats in bench scoring. 44-26 in favor of Serbia, and points of turnovers 19-6. So Serbia very quick to capitalize on those errors by the Philippines. And Coach Yengiao of the Philippines talking to his wards. There's Paul Dalistan, CJ Perez, Juba Fajardo, Andre Blatch on the bench, and now getting up, ready for action to resume. There's 7 minutes and 50 left here in the 3rd period. And so far, it's been a wipeout in the 3rd period as Serbia has gone to town and the Philippines is gone to bed. 73-35.
Well, Dean, you know, one thing I want to see right now, I want to see Andre Blatch get the ball in the low block, and I want to see him pound it with the big boys a little bit. I mean, hasn't got that first quick step as he used to have on the perimeter, but there's other ways he can dominate in this game.
He's well defended, also well scouted. Earlier you saw the stats of Bogdanovic aside from his 14 points, already with 5 assists in this contest. CJ Perez looking to attack. There's Junmar Fajardo with a jump shot. Missing the mark. Jokic bringing up the ball. Lucic looking for the big guy. There's Boban Marjanovic giving it off to Lucic. And then the steal here by the Philippines, and Andre Blatch leading the attack.
Blatch now can't be giving the ball up like that. We got a bit of takeoff time, but it's just a layup.
Andre Blatch with another turnover. Oh, you need to take the ball out. And it could be a violation. No, they give the Philippines a second chance to inbound. Watch it right here. Easily picked up by Jovic, and Andre Blatch just not able to keep in step with Jovic, giving up the easy 2 points. Another turnover against Andre Blatch. CJ Perez.
Perez now fades away, kissed it off the glass. CJ Perez just gives the Philippines a little bit of confidence.
With CJ Perez raising the Philippine flag here. Jokic. A lot of options for him to pass to. Marjanovic. Here's Jovic. And then the pass.
No, turnover.
Marjanovic. Much better if he's at the post, waiting for the pass here. Paul Dalistan with a shot. Medium range jumper. Back-to-back baskets here by the Philippines.
And again, it's just little plays like that, a little bit of hustle on defense, just keeps these fans in it. And that's all these fans want. They just want a performance, something to make them believe in.
Oh, easy 2 points right there. Gabe Norwood not able to stop the inside pass. And Bielitsa scoring easily. CJ Perez using the pick set by Fajardo, and then there's a foul against Serbia. That will be the first team foul.
No, they've called an offensive foul on Junmar Fajardo.
Oh, they called the illegal pick. Check that. Junmar Fajardo with the offensive foul on the illegal pick. And another turnover against the Philippines.
Well, I think it's the right call because, again, the problem is, again, you've talked about this before, communication. You got to wait for the screen, and if they're moving, well, the screener can't set it because, again, it's just a silly turnover to give up.
Bielitsa on the attack. Micic thought about it. Here's Bogdanovic once more. And it's another connection from three-point distance. Bogdan Bogdanovic. He's not missing at all in this quarter.
Pulls up again in the lane, takes a little mid-range jump shot. That's a good response, but here comes Mr. Automatic in transition.
Exchange of baskets here between Serbia and the Philippines. Jokic, as I mentioned, he's really not looking to score. Off to Micic. Over to Marjanovic. Watch for that one-hander. There it is. And that's that connection. The one-hander by Marjanovic. That's the patented shot that he has.
Well, Marjanovic holds the basketball like the Statue of Liberty holds a flame, and literally,
right.
I don't know how he gets that off. And Fajardo now gives up good movement in the lane with a floater, can't get it. Fajardo with a rebound, has got to go up with it. Big man can't finish it.
And CJ Perez bringing the ball out of bounds. Last touch, the Philippines. And take a look at this one-hander by Boban Marjanovic. Nothing but net. And it's now a 41-point lead.
Obicevic now coming in for the Joker.
And the Joker getting a round of applause from the appreciative fans. Not just the Serbian fans, not just the Chinese fans, but the Filipino fans as well.
Well, as you said, basketball brings us all together again.
Yeah.
Joker made himself an icon as he's played in the NBA, and he deserves all the homage he gets paid.
Bielitsa with the basketball, shattered by Gabe Norwood.
That's
And
good
then-
defense
oh,
by Gabe
beautiful.
Norwood.
Beautiful shot by Bielitsa.
All the way with the Euro step, takes in, and he almost gets it. But again, much better from the Philippines. Basket scored out on the break. And again, going back to that play, Gabe Norwood, not much more he can do about it. Forcing Bielitsa into a tough shot.
And he takes off with that elegant shot, Bielitsa. But what about Paul Dalista right there, getting fouled, looking for the basket. Now he's at the line. Missing the free throw.
Well, he's come out a lot tougher here in the second half. You see he's pulled up for a good few mid-range jump shots. And again, I like that. Just going straight at them, Euro step, draw that contact, get to the free throw line.
Paul Dalista. And there's a free throw connection. 1 out of 2 from the stripe. Bielitsa doing the inbound, and now it's Micic. Bringing up the ball. Over to Marjanovic.
Micic is wide open. What a beautiful play.
Easy
Wow.
2 points.
We said Jokic was a good passer, but I'll tell you what, everybody on this team can pass the ball.
And you see players who can play multiple positions. And Marjanovic with a block off Paul Dalista. And then Junmar Fajardo fouled on the way up. He'll go to the line. Micic giving up the foul. Fajardo will go to the line. That's 2 team fouls now against Serbia. What a block shot coming from Marjanovic. And here's that beautiful pass, Marjanovic. And the easy 2 points inside. And the stroke and the make. Mark Barroca has not played in this game. And you see him on your screens beside Raymond Almazan and Japet Aguilar of the Philippine team. That's 2 for 2. for the big guy.
Well, the big man now, Jumar Fajardo, 4 points and 5 rebounds away from a double-double.
.42 lead by Serbia in what has been a clinical demolition of the Philippines. Marjanovic passing it off. Bjelica. And he's not going to miss either. The sharpshooters of Serbia are on target. Listan with the ball. Off to Troy Rosario. Here's Andre Blatch.
Balling now 1 second. Got to shoot the ball now. Well, takeoff time. Micic, what have we got? Easy dunk.
With a one hand. Micic. A slammer right there.
Oh, Dalistan going, showing no fear, just shoving him out of the way.
A lot of contact, no call by the referees. Paul Dalistan scoring once more. He's been lighting the fire here for Team Pilipinas. Goduric.
Well, he's a top scorer so far with 11 points. Goduric takes it in.
A wonderful shot there with the left hand.
Well, I can tell you, Goduric didn't like that hit he got, so that was his response.
Serbia close to 100 points, and we're just in the third period. Latch, he has not been a factor in this game.
Latch now
Takes a
pulls
long
up a
shot.
three, doesn't get it.
And a push off right there. Jumar Fajardo was pushed off by Bjelica. Take a look at this throw down by Micic with a one hand. Beautiful angle there by one of the 20 cameras catching the action here in Foshan.
Pulls up for a quick three in the corner, looks a little bit off, doesn't get it. Jumar Fajardo just gave Marjanovic a little knockover.
Bjelica.
On the back pass, Goduric now under the basket. Picks out the Bircevic.
Micic finding Goduric, and then the shot.
Well,
By
nobody.
the offensive rebound by Bjelica. Watch him go strong and watch him connect. He's such a smooth player, Bjelica.
Well, it's just a simple finger roll, but again, soft foul. Can't give him that one. If you're gonna foul him, at least stop him from making the and one, but beautiful move by Bjelica.
Tremendous length. 6'10", 2 meters and 9. And then a beautiful stroke. That's a 50-point lead enjoyed by Serbia against the Philippines. Here's Troy Rosario pulling up for a jump shot, not making it.
Well, he's got wide open Goduric in the corner now. Someone's got to pick him up. Bircevic on the baseline, gets a little block from.
And they call the foul.
Oh, a bit of a delayed decision.
That's 4 personal fouls now against Andre Blatch.
Well, it's the right call. It's not the wrong call. It's just a bit too long to make it.
That was the right call, no doubt about it. Andre Blatch with the contact.
Well, now
And
Blatch
Bircevic.
got to come out of the game. They got to get him out quick because he's got 4 personal fouls. And Bircevic missed the first free throw. You think about a player like Bircevic now having a very good season so far with Telecom Basketball in the Basketball Champions League, but now go back to his club, and he's going to be doing it for the Serbian national team here at the World Cup stage. Kiva Ravenna comes back into the game along with Japav Aguilar.
A 51-point lead by Serbia over the Philippines. And for the record, the biggest margin, losing margin of the Philippines in World Cup history came in 1978 twice. Philippines losing to the Soviet Union, 110-63. That's a 47-point margin. And then losing to Brazil, 119-72. And that's another 47-point margin. So 47, the biggest losing margin of the Philippines in World Cup history. And the record might be reset in this game.
Vena's got to shoot that. I mean, they've not really got anybody in the lineup. That's going to be a go-to scorer right now, so Vicevic now wide open, time, space, doesn't get the three.
Less than a minute to go here in the third quarter. And there's a foul given up by Micic. And putting Serbia in the penalty. On the next foul, Philippines will be shooting free throws. 5 seconds to inbound the ball. He doesn't know it.
Well, Jumar Fajardo, gotta throw it down well.
Wide open.
The big man got me a little bit excited there, but again, he went for the simple layup. I thought he was gonna tear it down.
Wide open, Jumar Fajardo, and a great find. Robert Bolick with the inbound pass.
Malay now kicks out to Simonovic.
Here's Marjanovic once more. Watch him go up with the left, with the one hand and scoring once more.
Well, 10 seconds now for Bolick and Gillis to get one last shot.
Does he know it? Is he aware? 5 seconds to go. He's got to take a... Oh, that's a tough shot. But he got the foul, and Kiefer Ravena will go to the line. Good pass coming from Robert Bolick.
Well, it's a very smart move by Kiefer Ravena, because as soon as he got it, he was aware what time was up. And Serbia right now, they want to get out on the break. They'll reach on everything. Did very well to put up a little hook shot. That was a prayer shot in my mind. And he's going to go to the free throw line now for 2 shots. D, we're not even in the fourth quarter right now, and Serbia almost have 100 points.
Exactly. And when Serbia hits the 100-point mark, it'll be the first time ever in the history of Serbian basketball in the World Cup that they will score back-to-back 100-point games. They scored 105 points against Angola.
Ravena now missing that free throw, and again, Philippines, they got the pride to play for. As you said, highest deficit was how many years ago? They don't want that to happen. This is both of them.
And that's the end of 3 quarters in this game. Serbia 99, the Philippines 48. That's a 51-point advantage by Serbia over the Philippines. And give you a rundown of the stats. So far in this game, from 2-point distance, 81% shooting by Serbia, 47% for the Philippines. 3-point distance, 11-3, the advantage to Serbia. 16-7 in free throw connections, the advantage again to Serbia. And Jovic with a pass, some nice highlights of the game so far. And that was a block shot by Marjanovic off Dalistan. And then the inside pass to Micic on a beautiful feed. And Serbian coach Sasha Djordjevic liking what's going on. Paul Dalistan with a pull-up jumper. And then the block shot by Andre Blach. Philippine coach Yang Gia wondering what's going on. Jokic with a move. And then the spin, the jump hook. Finding them out. I don't think Jokic has missed in this game. CJ Perez kissing it off the glass. And then a beautiful communication between Marjanovic and Bjelica. Mr. Automatic, Bogdanovic, ringing the bell once more. Great action we're watching here on the second day of Group D action in the 2019 FIBA World Cup. Jokic on the bench. Bjelica has been a wonder in this game.
Well, Bjelica, as you said, just come in and it's been almost like a practice shoot-around for him, but his movement has been just absolutely fantastic.
You know, I would see him as the perfect physical specimen for basketball. He's got the height, the length, the shooting stroke.
And not to mention the game knowledge as well. I mean, his IQ for basketball was definitely off the Richter scale.
And the way he's able to put the ball on the floor without getting it deflected or tapped by a defender. He makes such smooth moves to the basket. Here's Junmar Fajardo against Marjanovic.
June, take him on. Back him down in the low block. Ravenna now on the wing. 5 on the shot clock. He's got to get something going. Steps back, fades away out of bounds, and almost gets it. And there you can see Japeth Aguilar making himself a presence in this game.
Offensive putback there by Japeth Aguilar. Lead is 49 points.
Well, Guduric now kicks out to Bircevic.
Marjanovic.
Well, what a pass. Whoa. He gets it back and turns it over. Again, Marjanovic made the no-look bounce pass. This big man, he's got the brains of a genius. And you just got to love the way Serbia play. I mean, it's a renaissance of how basketball should be played. This is definitely, without a doubt, arguably one of the greatest Serbian basketball teams we've ever seen.
Two-man game on the strong side here for Junmar Fajardo. He will, they call the travel on Junmar Fajardo.
Well, I mean,
off the turn, taking one step too many.
Well, Dean, my argument is we've seen that move a few times. Yes, correct call, but yeah, we've seen it 2 times already. Jovic now comes up a pick with Marjanovic, kicks out. Well, Bircevic, 3 in the corner. Bircevic, well, somebody turned the air conditioner on in here.
Robert Bolick.
Bolick now contact. Aguilar gets rejected. Marjanovic, and now
it's going to be an
Guduric.
easy 2 points. Guduric right there with a two-handed slam. A rejection on one end, and then a slammer on the other. You watch it right here. Japeth Aguilar. You know he didn't fake, and he got blocked by Marjanovic. Not a good decision to go up against the big man, and then the easy 2 points on the other end of the floor by Guduric.
Well, Jovic, just like he got a knock to the face there, because as he went to block Aguilar, Aguilar's elbow unintentionally went for him, caught him in the face though, so looks okay though, looks like he doesn't need to go out, but now Lucic checks back into the game.
No movement on the floor here for Team Philippines. Now there's a little bit of movement.
Well, Ravenna's out wide open there. He's got to have that shot. Well, no one looking to shoot the ball. 6 on the shot clock now. Aguilar, he's got to do something with it.
They're going to run out of time.
Well, Bolick fades away, and Bolick almost, but we got people on the run now. Guduric, he's got Jovic behind the back, and he had the right idea.
But that ball was kicked out of bounds by Troy Rosario. Good job in sprinting back on defense, preventing what would have been another easy 2 points for Serbia.
I mean, Dean, this could have been showtime Serbia fast break basketball, but again, they just get caught out.
And by the way, Serbia already passing the century mark in this contest. 101 points. That's a 51-point deficit facing the Philippines. And as I said earlier, this is now a record in Serbian basketball history in the World Cup. The first time that they've scored back-to-back over 100 points.
In the lane now, Lucic corner, takes a big 3, doesn't get it in and out. Well, we got Perez, Alliston, and Blash back in the game. Perez now in the lane.
Looking to attack. Japeth Aguilar. Oh, he's looking to throw it down.
Aguilar.
There's a foul. There's a foul.
Now, Dean, that's the Japeth Aguilar I remember from the FIBA Asia Championship in 2013. That's what they just need. Make yourself a threat. Go and rip the ring down. Make yourself known.
And earlier he was blocked by Marjanovic. This time, going strong to the hole, getting the contact from Bircevic. And now has to earn his points from the free throw line. Missing that first free throw rather badly. One out of 2 for Japeth Aguilar, 32-year-old pro from the Philippines. And in 11 games during the World Cup qualifiers, averaged 5.2 points and 3.4 rebounds. Milutinov back in the game. Raduljic as well.
Well, Raduljica and Aguilar now just getting to a little bit of a verbal confrontation, but Dalistan gives a hard knock, and again, Djordjevic not happy with that play. As you can see, he has words with Dalistan. Well, Dean, we can't afford attempts of flare right now. Things just need to calm down a little bit. 7.5 to go.
Especially since it's a 50-point game. Referees are probably going to look at the IRS.
Let's go for the point of contact. No, wait. Wait, slow down. Slow, stop. Okay, so let me see the best camera to see this.
Think front is what?
This one. Okay, I got backwards and normal speed. Okay, this is
okay. For me, that's a C1.
C1. Nothing to do about the ball. C1.
C1 for unsportsmanlike.
Yeah. Okay. Number 3, unsportsmanlike.
And
the shooter is number 23.
23. Okay.
So change it to C, okay?
Now they call the unsportsmanlike foul on Paul Dalistan, so it'll be 2 free throws and possession for Serbia. Watch it right here. And there was that bump by Dalistan, a body check actually, and Guduric down on the floor.
I mean, it's an excellent call by the officials, but you know, in Paul Dalistan's defense, he's not really going out there to take out. It is a bit of a bump. These type of contacts happen, but it is an unsportsmanlike foul. Simple as that. He makes no attempt to play the ball, so excellent decision by the officials.
Guduric with the free throw. And that's, 1 out of 2.
Well,
Missing a second.
That's a blue moon right there, a Serbian missed free throw.
Yeah, doesn't happen too often. And in fact, entering the fourth period, Serbia 16 out of 17 from the line in this game.
Well, Raduljica now has a big mismatch. He's got Aguilar on him. He's calling for it. You can see, sealing him off. Guduric now in the lane. Guduric shakes the base, gets rejected, denied, falls over. 24-second violation.
No, good defense that time, slapping the ball out of the hands of Guduric on the drive. Could have passed the ball off to Raduljica at the post, but Guduric electing to slice down the middle. Ball slapped away from his hands, creating a turnover on the 24-second shot clock violation.
I'll tell you what, Raduljica and Jumar Fajardo should meet up for coffee. You know why?
Yeah.
Just two very quiet people. Low post, didn't even call for it once.
Here's Andre Blatch,
beautiful
nice
play.
pass.
Wow.
And then a rejection, but contact in midair.
Again, I like the fact, Andre Blatch is picking that pass out, but did you see how high CJ Perez elevated on that, drew the contact?
Philippines getting a lot of free throws now, but they need to be able to convert. There's CJ Perez knocking down his first free throw. Perez in this game with 12 points.
Perez now playing some heavy defense very well on Micic. And now Blatch on 4 fouls, got him. Milutinov.
And someone
Micic
got free. And an easy reverse layup by Micic. Andre Blatch a little too late in protecting the rim. Andre Blatch really looking not just 1 step slow, 2 steps slow, maybe even 3.
Well, Dalistan now off the backboard, kissing it, but I want to make a reference now to these Serbian players. I think everybody is working for the melt because everybody just seems to deliver at the moment. Anybody can step up at any time. Micic now shakes and bakes underneath Raduljica, easily laid up, uncontested.
And this lead ballooning now for Serbia against the Philippines. A 51-point advantage.
Well, Blatch now looking for the ball in the low block, got it by Milutinov. Perez spins around, shakes, goes up with it. Well, that's from no man's land. The 3 is up. Well, that came off a Serbia player. Well, they save it inbound.
No numbers here for Serbia. Micic looking at the man at the post, Radulica. And then the foul by Pogoy against Lucic, posting up against a smaller defender. 5:50 to go in this ball game. And watch that nice pass inside for Radulica. And he's not going to miss from that distance. And here was that move.
Well, that's got to be an offensive foul. Good call by the official because Guduric just completely threw him over.
So Guduric with a personal foul. Paul Delistan finding himself on the floor. Boban Marjanovic, limited minutes. Nikola Jokic. They're not going to be sent back in the game. 5:44 to go. CJ Perez.
Oh, Japip Aguilar, please throw it down. Japip Aguilar with a monster dunk, and it was only a matter of time.
Japip Aguilar with a nice entry pass, and this time he made sure of the 2 points.
Well, they got a double on it, but Malutinov keeping it inbound. Radulica now underneath. Pump fakes, kicks out. Guduric steps back, big three. Doesn't get it. Latch with a rebound. And now
there's a foul against Serbia on the block. That'll be 14 fouls now against Serbia.
Well, Dean, I got to see the replay of that because to me it looked like Micic had ground. Looked like he cemented himself.
Might have been a good observation here, Josh. Let's watch it again. Oh, here's that slam dunk off the fake. And that's what I was saying earlier. When he was blocked, he didn't fake. He didn't pump fake. So when he went up for the shot, he was blocked. That time, he had the presence of mind to fake, and then he found himself wide open for the two-handed slam.
You saw the last play when he went to dunk and he missed it, he got fouled. And you know what? Great basketball coach once said, you go to dunk it, they're just going to foul you. Perez now unable to get by Micic.
Latch has to make his move. Can he do it? No, he elects to pass.
Perez now 5 seconds on the shot clock, pulls up for a prayer, sinks it. CJ Perez from downtown.
Shot clock running out in the Philippines, and CJ Perez. Whoa, that took a lot of guts.
Well, another steal now from Bogoy, and again, just a bit of insurgency. Well, again, Bogoy just throws it away.
Not recognizing where the ball was coming from.
Down low.
And then an easy 2 points. And that's been the story of this game. A turnover against the Philippines. Serbia capitalizing with the easy 2 points on the other end.
We'll go back to Bogoy's turnover. Bogoy's got to get the ball to the middle. Perez now kicks out. Bogoy takes a three-pointer, and that's way off the mark.
Micic.
Down low, alley-oop! Oh, baby! He connects with it, Milutinov!
A wonderful pass. Milutinov making sure the 2 points. Micic with the lob, and then the easy 2 points. Paul Delistan. Missing from outside. And here's Radulica. And then the pass to Lucic. Easy 2 points again. A bad shot on one end, and then an easy shot on the other.
Well, Dean, I was really hoping that Lucic would throw up another prayer and just let Milutinov tear this place down. But again, timeout to the Filipinos because 3:36, again, just about pride right now.
Philippine head coach Yang Giao talking to his players. 3:36 to go in this game, and Serbia has opened up a 52-point lead. Good action here in the fourth quarter of this contest. Paul Delistan. He's been throwing up a lot of shots. Philippines with 13 points in the contest. CJ Perez with 15. The only two players in double figures for Team Philippines. Bogdanovic with 17 points, but Bielitsa 18 points in a masterful performance.
Well, Blatch now pulls for a step back three, can't get it. Good look by Andre Blatch. Well, comes up with a loose ball now, fakes the pass. Andre Blatch with a layup.
Nice steal by Andre Blatch. A little more activity on his part, but again, playing in slow motion mode.
That's a good point you made. I mean, look, beginning of the game, he came out like a gun on fire. I mean, he was going for everything. And there, Pagoy just making himself a little bit of a nuisance on defense. Well, that's a...
An easy 2 points. Marjanovic hardly even elevated for that slammer.
Well, it's a beautiful move, but my question was how many steps did he take on it?
A foul against Serbia. 2 free throws coming up here for CJ Perez. Serbia in the penalty, Philippines with only 2 team fouls.
Dean, I got to ask you the question now. If we compare these two games for the Filipinos between Italy and Serbia, what would you say is the big difference?
I thought the Philippines played a little more aggressive than that game against Italy. And CJ Perez hitting 1 out of 2 free throws. Now with 16 points, surpassing his output in the game against Italy by 1.
Well, there's always areas that they can look back in this game and little mistakes, but I got to tell you, they've come out differently. Raduljica thought about taking the 3, but gives up to Simonovic, who just lays it up. And again, mistakes like those, nobody stepped out to take a charge or anything.
Easy 2 points once more for Serbia. Nobody helping out underneath the basket.
Well, Blatch now eyeing it up. Pulls up for another 3-pointer, and Andre Blatch can't get it to go. Bielitsa down low to Raduljica.
Simonovic looking for Raduljica.
Well, looking for it. Well, Blatch gets his hand in the cookie jar, and Bielitsa treats himself. Now, does Andre Blatch get the assist?
Easy 2 points for Bielitsa. Philippines had a deflection, but couldn't control possession, giving it away to Serbia.
Down low to Japin Bagula, and one more time, Japin Bagula ducks right over Simonovic.
That's a second dunk shot coming from Japin Aguilar, coming alive here in the 4th period. Raduljica over to Micic. They're looking for Bielitsa once more. On the mismatch against Pagoy.
Big mismatch.
And Micic, nothing but net. 121 points now scored by Serbia. What a trouncing here. 1 minute and 18 to go in this game.
Dallison now in the lane. Gets fouled. Nadine, I got to say to you, it's just my personal opinion on this game is a bystander will look at the score and say, well, the Philippines got beat badly, but we compare the performance today to the performance against Italy. You're right, more aggressive, but again, for them, they've got one more game to go after this, and that's the one they've got to really give it everything.
But Philippines giving up 121 points to Serbia, where in the Italy game, they gave up 108 points. But they've surpassed their total. In that game against Italy, Philippines scoring 62 points. Now they've got 65. Paul Dalista looking to add to that score. The crisp passing of Serbia, the story of this game, and then the turnovers, the costly turnovers of the Philippines, converted into easy baskets on the other end in transition by Serbia.
Well, Dallastan now that's second top scorer along with CJ Perez, both having 16 and 15 in this game respectively. Well, Perez trying to pick his pocket now. Micic throws it out.
Oh, yes.
And
Simonovic.
Well, somebody call up the Belgrade Airlines because Simonovic is our pilot.
What a shot by Serbia. And here's CJ Perez missing on that layup attempt.
Well, Marjanovic
Here's
now, big
Marjanovic
man.
putting it on the floor. And then, oh, he missed the dunk. But they called a foul on Andre Blatch. That'll be his last. Will that be his last foul?
That's his fifth foul. He's out of it.
He's going straight to the bench. And putting the move on Andre Blach, Marjanovic. And Andre Blach finishing with only 6 points in this game and breaking his consecutive record of double-doubles in his World Cup appearances since 2014. Marjanovic. Oh, missing the free throw.
You gotta love that Boban Marjanovic taking a few dribbles on the fast break and trying to go for a thunder slam himself, but well, the big man's had a very good game tonight as he's 0 for 2 from the free throw line.
Bielitsa getting the rebound after 2 misses by Marjanovic.
So let's throw it up, throw it up. Big man's waiting for it. Down
And there
low.
it is.
Well,
Nice
CJ
deflection,
Perez.
but CJ Perez with the foul. Philippines not getting the penalty. Not much time left on your screens.
The unfortunate thing for the Philippines is, you know, poor CJ Perez giving it everything he's got against Bielitsa, and he's got no object but to foul him, really.
And a foul to give, of course, for the Philippines. Here's Mitchell. Oh, nice inbound. And they call the foul. Marjanovic will go back to the line. Easy 2 points for him. Off the inbound pass. And watch this move by Marjanovic. Coming close to the basket. And completing the 3-point play.
Well, 29 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. 4 seconds difference between game clock and shot clock. Dalistan comes off one screen, kicks out to Almazan, tries for 15 feet. Oh, the big man.
Oh, dribbling behind the back. Marjanovic looking for Raduljica, and they'll play this one out. The final score, 126 for Serbia, the Philippines 67. A huge 59-point difference. And this will go down in the history books as the worst loss in Philippine basketball history in the World Cup. 126-67, Bielitsa. What a game he played. The Sacramento Kings forward was virtually unstoppable in this one. As the players exchanging high fives. Bogdanovic, Percevic, Lucic, Jokic. This is a championship caliber team. Number 1 in the power rankings, Serbia. Getting that job done. It's now 2-0, Serbia's record in Group D competition. And Philippines going down 0-2.
Well, it's very tough for the Philippines because, you know, against the group of death, if you like, with these two teams, Italy and Serbia. But you know what? They got to hold it together. They got to come together more than anything. The synergy, whatever it takes. One more game here, they've got to play for.
And getting a round of applause from the Serbian teams coming out in full force to support Team Serbia. And what a masterful performance, dominant performance by Team Serbia. And the Serbian basketball players thanking the fans for their support. Smiles across the faces of every Serbian player, applauding the fans for coming out to give them support. And the Chinese fans as well, showing their appreciation for a game well played. Serbia, can you believe, from 2-point distance, 86% shooting, and the Philippines 49% in assists. Serbia surpassing the 32 assists they had against Angola with 37 in this game, and the fast breaks 20-8. The advantage of the Serbian team. The top scorers, Bielitsa with 20 points, CJ Perez 16, and Paul Dalistan with 15 points for the Philippines. Bogdanovic with 17 points, Raduljica with 13 points. And too much firepower, too much size, too much quickness, and tremendous efficiency on the basketball floor by Serbia. You see the crisp passing, Bogdanovic not missing, Mr. Automatic. One shot after another. Bercevic, Jovic, enjoying the action from the sidelines. And Paul DeListon, 2 of his 15 points scored in this game. And more action with Bogdanovic blocking the shot, and another block shot by Boban Bogdanovic. And then the leak out. Guduric making sure with a two-handed slam dunk. And the Serbian fans are loving it. And here's the shot by Kiefer Avena that missed, and then the tap by Javan Aguilar. And you saw that from a different angle. Gabe Norwood applauding his teammates, giving encouragement. That was the unsportsmanlike foul called against Paul DeListon and putting Guduric on the floor on the body bump. Boban Marjanovic, you saw him there, and then Guduric with a beautiful reverse off the nice pass, and then Paul DeListon with a drive and the score off the glass. And another easy 2 points there, that time by Milutinov. There you have it from another angle. Milutinov scoring with a two-handed slammer. Bercevic smiling, Marjanovic smiling. At the end of the game, Serbia 126, the Philippines 67. As we take a look at the leaderboard now in Group D, Serbia and Italy. Identical 2-0 records, Angola and the Philippines, both with 0-2. Final scores of the second day of Group D action, Italy 92-61 for Angola, and Serbia 126-67 for the Philippines. And day after tomorrow, it'll be Angola versus the Philippines, and then Serbia versus Italy.